Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Storm 2.0 by Vortex Bags. If you remember not too long ago, I did review the Zone by Vortex Bags. This is my second bag of theirs. Let's go ahead and dive in. I'll tell you what I found about this bag, as well as what's different between the Storm 2.0 and the Zone. So, start with the slow side material here. This is the slide right material. It's the same material you find on the all slow side of the all slides, not the all slides 2.0, but the regular all slides. Same slow side you find on the Fire Incinerator. It's a fairly popular material. You see this quite often. It's actually like it for the slow side of my faster bags. It's a 7-speed material, fast but controllable, very hole friendly. It'll slow up the board in most conditions. It'll still play as the boards get humid, but it will eventually slow down. So it's not great for really humid conditions, but slightly humid is still fine on that. Fast side on this is the Game Changer Surefire fast side, probably 8.5 speed material, fast but somewhat controllable. Maybe not as controllable slow side, but still have a little bit of control over it. It'll push through anything, still have any board conditions. We're looking at a 8.5 speed bag on this. Template wise, we've got I'm gonna call this a medium template. It's medium, borderline on the large side of medium, and some of that is because it's got a ton of flop to it. It's not a lot of fill, so it's very floppy, so it feels more like a larger bag. Not quite a larger. It's the same template size as I had on the Zone, or Vortex has on the Zone. I can't remember if I called that a large or not, but it's a medium, kind of borderline, that medium to large, in between those two there. Fill in this is a mostly bead fill, about 100% bead fill. It's a smaller bead. Every now and then I find that something that feels like it might be a flat piece of fill, but I just can't tell if that's actually a mixed fill or if there's just a few kind of deformed round beads in there of some sort. Mostly bead fill in this bag. Which I like. I think that bead fill gives a little more hole friendliness. So around the hole, you really get the bag just wants to kind of melt in really well. You do sacrifice ever so slightly on the hand feel side, although for me, I don't have a problem. Like, I can tell the difference between this bag and a flat fill bag as far as the hand feel. You can feel a little bit of those beads a little more. It doesn't bother me. Some people it does. So if you don't like that, you might go with something more like the Zone. In fact, I got the Zone here. And real quick, since these bags are very similar in speeds, this is a 7, 8.5, this is a 7, 9. However, there's a ton of differences with these two bags. I'd like to just take a moment just to kind of explain these differences. We'll start with them slow side materials. Again, Storm 2.0 has that slide rate material. The Zone has the Viking Pro Advantage fast side material. Both 7 speeds, a little different. The Viking material is a little softer material, whereas this slide rate maybe a little bit of a more of a waxier feel to it. Even it breaks down and softens some, never gets as soft as the Zone slow side here. That being said, the Zone slow side is more reactive, more susceptible to humidity. It will absorb that moisture a little quicker and slows down quicker as boards get sticky and damp for humidity, whereas the slide material will play a little bit longer. It eventually gets to a point where neither one become that playable. Fast side on this, the fast side is the exact same materials, but it uses different sides of it. So the Storm 2.0 uses the Game Changer Surefire side of it. The Zone uses the Pro Sniper Viper side of it. So that's why you get a little bit of a 9-speed here, 8.5. Very close. I think this side of it is just a ever so slightly slower on that. So, and then the fill in here, the Zone has mostly, if not 100% flat fill in this bag. I can't remember when I reviewed this. I think it's 100% flat fill in the Zone, whereas the Storm 2.0 has that bead fill in there. So that's your differences. You can kind of pick what characteristics you like best in a bag and kind of choose which one you need, because they're both very similar. No reason to necessarily have both in your bag, but pick the one you prefer, and then you can go with that one and play there. And go ahead and jump into playability on this. And this is definitely a bag that's designed to run bags in the hole with it, right? It's not really a dirty style bag. You could control the slow side and you can put a blocker up, but it's not much of a blocker. If you put this up there, it's not going to offer much resistance, so it's really easy to push through. Collectability, if you do throw blockers, not great on this bag because it's so floppy. It does want to accordion up. So this bag is really better for if you're playing an opponent who throws blockers, and you can just kind of clip the corner there, kind of squirting up and get around their bag, leave their bag there, or even maybe bully their bag out of the way as you go in. That's what this bag's better for than it is for collecting. This is a bag that's really made for running bags in the hole, just going hole for hole, putting your 4 bags in and just outscoring your opponent. And it does a phenomenal job of this. In fact, to me, this fill in here, this mostly bead fill, is more hole friendly than that disc fill of the Zone. Now, I will say some people like the hand feel better. The Zone hand feel, you've got a little bit smoother, a little more fluid feel. You don't feel the beads as much. This Storm, it's a smaller bead, so to me it doesn't bother me. I don't feel it. I can see how someone could maybe feel the beads, maybe not like the feel of it, but it's very minimal that I think the trade-off from the hand feel is worth it to get that extra hole friendliness. This bag is wonderful around the hole. I love the way it grabs the hole. You've got that flopped into it. So the flop, you just, like I said, I've talked about before, the landing zone, right? The floppier the bag, the wider the landing zone is. The larger the bag, the wider it is. This bag has a nice big landing zone because you've got enough flop. You just go up there, grab that corner, just dip this corner of the bag in the hole. It'll spin around and come right back in and melt in the hole. And either side it's on, it's gonna drip right back in. So it's designed to find the hole. It's designed to be very forgiving. You know, if you're off left or right, I said just grab the corner of the hole and you'll take the bag in. I would say of the Storm 2.0 in the zone, this bag has a little more bounce to it. That bead fill gives a little bit more bounce, a little more action, so it will maybe kick a little more, although this material is not going to kick that much. You'd have to have a pretty steep angle on your bag to get much of a kick. I find this bag to land pretty soft, run pretty straight. I didn't have much of a kick issue on it. Actually, I did have some of a bounce issue. Again, I don't have a problem with that. It's the bounce issue becomes more of a problem when you have sticker materials and the bags are bouncing to kick. It's a cuttable bag. That bounce gives a little bit of cut, but this material is not great for cutting. It's just not that sticky. So, I mean, it's a bag that you can throw some subtle cuts with it, you know, if you need to make kind of a slight get around here or there. But honestly, I said, if you've got a blocker up there, what I like with this bag is, you know, if there's a blocker up there kind of in the middle of the board, a little bit on my opponent's side, I'm going to step out. I'm going to aim for the blocker, come into it, bully the blocker out of the way, and my bag will kind of spin around and go right in and push their blocker further out of play. You know, same if they've got a bag on my side of the board and I'm throwing, you kind of hang tight in. All you got to do is come up and just clip the bag. Your bag's going to cording up and spin around and go in, not likely to collect their bag. This bag is just wonderful for getting around those blockers, getting around your opponent's bag and making your opponent collect it. It's a wonderful bag for just putting next to your 4 bags in the hole. I love the way the bag plays around the hole. I mean, for me, this Storm 2.0 is slightly ahead of the zone just in the feel and the hole friendliness and the way that I like to play. And this fast side, even though it's a touch slower, it's plenty fast enough to collect on this bag or any bag. It's plenty fast enough. You don't need to be any faster. It's going to do a wonderful job for collecting, except for what few blockers you might have up there. Or if your opponent has bags you got to push through, you can definitely flip this over and push through whatever's there. So all in all, it's a wonderful bag. I really enjoy throwing it, put a lot of bags in the hole with it. If you like playing that fast bag style game, I think you're going to love this. So the only complaints would be the bead fill. Some people are going to like that, and the flop. People aren't going to like the flop. But honestly, if you're throwing a fast bag, you want a floppy bag. The forgiveness you get out of the flop is well worth it. It's really going to help you when you're throwing that faster bag. Go ahead and jump into availability on the Storm 2.0s. Vortex has a website. It's vortex-bags.com. Put a link in the description. You can go through that, click there to get their website. They do a pretty good job of keeping bags in stock. It seems like they have most of their bags and all their bags in stock pretty much all the time. I went on their website just before I jumped on to do this review just to check. They had plenty of Storm bags in stock, quite a few different designs, quite a few different colorways. The bags were $80 for a set of them. That does, at the time, they had free shipping. I don't know if they always have free shipping or if it's just a special right now, but they did have free shipping on the website, so $80 for a set of bags. I don't know if I mentioned these are ACL stamped for 2023, so $80 for an ACL stamped bag is on the cheaper end of bags. Well worth it. Great bags. They made a great quality. Really do like these. So for that $80 price range, you're getting a wonderful set. I do recommend checking them out. Like I said, again, you know, if you're looking for a fast bag, you know, you can decide between the Zone and Storms, which one you're looking for, which one you prefer. For me, personally, I prefer the Storm 2.0 just for, like I said, I like that bead fill. I like the slow side a little better. But all in all, they're both great bags. Looking forward to throwing some more bags by Vortex. So again, drop a comment down below. Let me know which bags you want me to check out next, which bags you want me to get. Let me know your feedback on these bags. I'm always looking for hearing your feedbacks. I thank you guys so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.